All right, fam. Good evening. Good evening to everyone who's here. CB, what's up, brother? Kushal, Christopher Zazek, and Q pushing, and I'm trying to fade it. Might lose this one. Good evening to everyone. I hope everyone had for those of you that trade New York, I hope you guys had a good New York session. If you're trading Asia, I hope you guys are into green. Jerry Mitchell, what's going on? PR77, good to see you as usual, my friend. Yusuf, what's up? Good evening to everyone. PR here for a little bit. I appreciate the little bit. Well, NQ's pushing in a tight channel, and typical JC trying to go against the trend. We are in this ascending channel. We are at the 200 SMA on the 5-minute. Got a pivot point a little further up at 123, so I'm putting a stop at 125. I'm in with micros. I may DCA depending on what's going on, but this is the 200 SMA on the 30-minute, so we'll see if we get a pullback here. If not putting too much risk on it. Good evening to everyone. But it is looking bullish. If they do push up to 125, which is where the pivot point is, then I guess they're going to continue on their run tonight. But like I said, I'm not too exposed on that in terms of risk. I'm in with a couple micros. PR77, I've been fooling around with scalping gold on delta divergence, and yeah, man, it's quick in and outs. Here, I'll show you guys. With GC, let me show my trades real quick. With GC, I've been playing around with the delta divergence for quick in and out trades. There we go. It's going to get messy. I mean, I've taken probably 20, 30 trades for about 13 ticks. I'm trying to fine tune where the stop and where the PP should be, because you're not in for more than a minute or 2 minutes max. Otherwise, you'll get run up like you guys saw last night. But I am up, just scalping the hell out of gold. It seems to work with gold just because of the movement. I haven't played around with NQ yet. But anyways, this gets messy with showing the trades. I'm going to be trying this approach for about a week. It works nicely during the day. At night, without volume, I'm not too convinced. But during the day with volume, it's pretty impressive. So, but again, it's only a couple days. We'll see. I'll give my feedback in about a week. Jesse James, what's up? PR77, yeah. Afterwards, I came back in the afternoon and I was like, all right, let's start scalping. And fortunately, came back on one contract at a time. But this morning's New York session I got schooled by the market this morning. Schooled. Corey, I did trade my funded accounts, my straight to funded. I only have 7 straight to funded right now. Jesse James, what's going on, brother? But yeah, I hope you guys had a better morning today. For those of you that traded New York, it's been a while. I got schooled. I had to walk out before I put myself in trouble in terms of blowing accounts this morning. Did hit some nasty drawdown. Walked out. And then as gold lately has been my savior. Fooled around with gold slowly. All right, so we are at the 200 SMA on the 30-minute. Looking to see if we can get a test of that pivot point around 60. It is bullish, and they are respecting this channel. So typical me, I am taking a counter trend trade. We are in this ascending channel. They seem to be pushing up. So I'm not going to push too much in terms of my stop. I have my first TP here, and depending on movement, I may close the whole thing, or if they start pushing below, targeting VWAP at 34. So we'll see. PR77, you traded a Topstep eBell, came back from 1300 down only to blow it later. Well, it seems like you're, I'm glad to, well, listen, I'm glad that you're moving the numbers. In other words, I get it. You had $1,300 down. You recovered $1,300. So it seems like you're loosening up, which is good. Sorry to hear that you blew it, but it seems like you're loosening up in terms of price action. So that's good. Blowing the eval, I think that's part of the process. We all know that. But yeah, this morning was chaotic trading for me. The market, I just could not get in sync with it. It was chopped for that first hour and got slammed. And I had to call it. I was like, if I continue trading, I'm going to blow my accounts. So I turned off the stream. Of course, I was like, I'm not going to trade it. I'm going to call it a day. I'm just going to walk out in the red and take a red day. Went to Starbucks, did some errands, came back and traded gold only. Gold was my savior, but I pulled out this little scalping strategy and it worked. I don't want to get too dependent on it, so I'm testing it. We'll see. Looks like a couple of you guys had a tough day. Jesse James came back from 3K down only to blow it this morning. Yeah, it's been a some nasty price action the last couple of days, to the point where I think tomorrow's open. I got to cool down a little bit. And my goal tomorrow is to not place a trade until 15 minutes after the open. It's been way too choppy, and today I just couldn't get in sync with it. I couldn't. Every trap that happened today, I fell for it during the open. Usually I'm pretty good with traps because it's the open, right? You don't FOMO in, you don't try to hop on trend, because the first 5-10 minutes are traps. And for some reason, which is not normal for me, I was trying to trade trend today and got paid brutally. Coop, what up, my fellow degen? Mike Schultz, yo, my goal is same. We're dumbasses. So tomorrow, I'm going to hold myself accountable on stream. I am not touching an order until 15 minutes after that damn open. I can't get my dopamine hit until 15 minutes. PR77 telling us that gold is going to 120 with some controlled selling here. On NQ, yeah, I mean, I see the pivot point. So the next pivot point on NQ is 125. I'm playing this 200 SMA on the 30-minute, but they're not flushing. So I do think PR that I may get stopped out here on this short. So the short might happen up here around that pivot point. I'm only in with a couple micros, so I could DCA up there. We'll see. Coop, I was going to call you, but figured I'd try tomorrow or Friday. Hey, Coop, whenever you get a chance, man. No rush, for sure. But I hope you guys did a lot better today during New York than I did. I got chopped up. Then I added to a position that I was trying to close, and that snowballed into major loss. It was just one of those days where you can't make it up. But I did call myself. I was like, I can't take more drawdown. I can't take more drawdown. Walk out before you blow everything. CB, I came close to blow, but took a break and brought it back some on micros. Also tried CL this morning, moved slow and more predictable. Nice. Well, looks like a couple of us had a tough morning. And I think that's the secret. Walk out. Walk out. If you're going to come back, give yourself at least an hour. I went to Starbucks, grabbed some coffee, ran some errands, and then looked for gold. Gold has been my savior lately. Let me see if I can pull up some trades from this morning, just how bad it was. Let me pull up one account. And how many trades it took me to save it. This was my master account. Oh, is this supposed to be yesterday? Okay, here we go. Where's my master? Here we go. Nope, that's not it. So it was wasn't easy, but I came back. Took 2 losses of 1,400 this morning. So here's my master account. Hold on, let me delete this real quick. Just how bad it was. Make sure I'm not showing any account numbers. Doesn't look like I am. All right, so this is why I'm going to stop myself from trading the first 15 minutes. So, of course, I'm in New York time. 6:30 a.m. is the New York Open for me. I'm in Arizona. So it starts down here. Right off the bat, 1480 negative. $100, $35, $265, another 1480 negative. Of course, these are, what's it called? 150Ks. 340, 620, and right around here, I think it's where I was like, let me get the hell out for a little bit. And then switch to some quick in and out. Nothing crazy, right? I still kept my contract size to 1s and 2s. I didn't go crazy trying to save it, but it took me another 2 hours to finally save it. And then gold, I switched to gold at the end. So it was between NQ and gold, trying to get back from that big loss this morning. But it took a lot of trades here. And gold was the major savior, as you guys can see here. So if I look at the first 15 minutes, this is where the damage happened. Between 6:30 and about 7:11, this is where all the chaos happened. So I got to stop trading that early, or not commit to direction like that. Pretty bad. So tomorrow, my goal is to get off the trigger until at least 9:45 Eastern. All right, NQ's not moving much. What is Goldilocks doing? Goldilocks is coming down. And NQ looking like it wants to continue right up. So we do have a pivot point. I'm kind of front running this short. We do have a pivot point up at 120 or 125. So I got a couple options depending if they start pushing this up aggressively, just get out and wait to see if there's another setup for, but I am technically front running that pivot point. We are at the 200 SMA on the 30-minute, but we didn't take a rejection there. So I think this is bullish. I think they're going to start pushing this up. Megamind Taylor is shorting ES. Let's take a look at ES. So ES also kind of hinting a top here, and Megamind Taylor is shorting it. I'm shorting NQ as well. But still looks pretty bullish. They may have this little run up to 125, which is the pivot point. I may add there, but if they start pushing and bulls are going to do it tonight and just rally, I don't want to mess with that. Edgar Leon, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. And thank you for the well wishes. We all want green tonight. All right, what is Goldilocks doing? Goldilocks is in this little descending channel. Jesse messed around and caught feelings for Goldilocks. Yeah, man. Goldilocks is a little addictive. A little too addictive. All right, so Goldilocks is in this little descending channel. I'm using Quantower. And as you can see, these little arrows are signaling you're not going for more than 13 ticks on this. It's a tight little channel, so you got to measure it with the channel. But that's what I've been playing all night and up. Let's go back to NQ. I'm taking a long... okay, so NQ starting to push up. May have to give up on that position if they push up to that pivot point at 125 or decide to add up here. It's Mr. Structure. What's up? So we're going to watch NQ. The house account is available as well, guys. I know the house account took some L's last night. But the house account or the chat account is available for you guys to trade. Rafiki Wangu, welcome to the stream. And you guys can trade that account. I just need to know your entry, your stop, your TP, and we'll trade the house account. Let's take a look at where the house account stands. House account is around 570 in the green. So it's kind of been going up and down, up and down. So, good evening, good evening, good evening to everyone. Welcome to the stream. Like I said, I hope everyone had a good trading session in New York. And if you're trading Asia, I hope you guys are all in the green, and I wish you the best tonight. Look at these little arrows. Little arrows telling us to buy. Buy leg gun. I am getting clapped. What are you trading, brother? What are you trading, and what direction are you in? Long or short? NQ? You're trying to short it? Ah, yeah. Well, the only thing I can tell you is kind of like with my trade right now, the problem is we have a pivot point above us at 125. Pivot points are magnets. So I'm kind of front running it. I could let the stop play out or DCA up there, add a couple more contracts for the eventual short. But this is a ascending channel, man. I don't know if I want to mess with it too much. So we'll see. Buy leg close to blowing my account. Well, man, I know it's hard. We've all been there where we're close to blowing the account. Sometimes the best thing to do is not blow it, close that losing trade, and come back with micros and try to save it. Give yourself a break. But I would say if there is any saving it, try not to blow it. You got to start all over and all that good stuff. It's not worth it. But I've been there. Sometimes we just can't close a losing trade. And sometimes when the drawdown comes to a point where, do I even want to save this account? It's going to take me forever to save it. We get into that blow or save mode, and that's the worst. It usually doesn't work out in our favor. Daily Armin, I'm currently shorting NQ at 98. I got to stop at that pivot point around 25. If they decide to run this up, I can do two things: let the stop play or DCA up there if I really short bias. But if they're going to be Bulls are taking control tonight, I may as well respect them and let the stop play out. So we'll see. Edgar Leon, we all try to save the boat when it's sinking. We feel, yeah, man, sometimes we try to marry a trade, DCA, and do all these things instead of just simply closing it. I've been there. I know the feeling. But every time it happens, I say to myself afterwards, all I had to do was close that trade. And there's always a point where you should have closed the trade. It came back to break even, or it came back to less negative, and our minds don't allow us to close it. I've been there. All right, this is looking bullish. I don't think they're going to flush this area yet. So I think they are going for that 125, that's the pivot point. And then I got some decisions to make over there. Buy leg gun, how long have you been trading? I've been trading futures for this is my second full year. I started in late 2023 futures. I was trading options before that. So still a rookie by all means trading futures. Buy leg, I got clapped for a year and moved to futures. Yeah, the thing with futures is when I found out, I didn't know about prop firms. When I found out about prop firms and just the whole concept, I was like, what? And yeah, futures are definitely, I think, a little more addicting than options for sure. Master Trader, hello y'all. So you guys are watching this, what's it called? The Delta Divergence Reversal and these little arrows. Of course, this is on a 1 minute. I wouldn't trust the 1 minute, but it is a scalping tool. Let's take a look at Goldilocks. What's gold doing? Gold is just hanging out there, huh? And let's come back to NQ. PR77, it is delta divergence reversal. I wouldn't trust too much on the 1 minute, but the 5 minute, along with whatever moving averages you use or whatever setups, I think it's you want to use it with something else, right? With another indicator or whatever strategy you use. But if you look at it, it's pretty accurate for scalping, and that's what I've been using, and that's what saved my life this morning or this afternoon. Short gold, will like a dump tonight, help pay for my fishing trip in Hatteras tomorrow. All right, Eddie, good luck with your fishing trip, man. All right, let me take a look at Goldilocks. It's obviously moving a little more interesting. Frank 6, is that indicator on Topstep? I would not know. MightFab, is your 2025 profitable so far? It is. It is profitable. However, I am behind in payouts compared to 2024. 2024, year to date, October 22nd, I made way more compared to 2025. A lot of things changed in 2025, but 2024 was still a higher payout numbers for me. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right, we're looking at Goldilocks here. Goldilocks struggling here to stay afloat. Another pullback for gold, possibly. Ooh. Let's go for NQ. My NQ short not looking good. They're building a little bullish consolidation here. They should have flushed that by now. So I think they're going to continue to push up, but I'm not. My risk there is not too bad, so I'm okay with that. All right, we're back to NQ. And the house account is also available to trade, guys. Rebby on gold short, you're playing that break. The break of 87. It's been hinting that break for some time now. Anybody shorting NQ, or are you guys all long on NQ? Long gold on house account. All right, Willie trades futures. Let me know what you want to trade. Gold micros, gold minis. How many you want to go? Smokes the Tokes is also short on NQ. All right, like it. Willie Trades, you got to let me know. Micros, minis, your entry, your TP, your stop loss, all that good stuff. All right, so you want a long. Do you want me to market order long? All right, let me take a look. Let me write down your trade here. Long. So you want Willie Trades futures. You want a long gold micros 3. Hold on. 3 micros. Willie Trades futures 40.75 stop loss. 41.10 TP. 41.10 TP. Let's Quantar give free level 2. And you want to market order in on a long on 3 micros. All right. All right, market order long 3 micros. Let me put this in. You want to go long 3 micros. All right. And you want to stop loss at 40.75. And your TP is 41.10. All right. Here's your house account trade set up. You're going long 3 micros. Your stop is 40.75, and this is a sell. 41.10 for your TP. All right, we're good there. Let's go back to NQ pushing. PR77. Look for it under indicators. Type in Delta. What did I say it's called? Delta divergence reversal. And you guys are looking at it. You can watch those arrows and make decisions on your own. This is on the 1 minute. But it is a scalping tool. PR77. I did make, you do have to have the, what's it called? The full license. It won't work with the advanced features. So you do have to get the all-in-one, what's it called? All-in-one license for Quantower. So for those of you that are watching, whether I'm on NQ or MNQ, let me hop on MNQ. I do trust it under NQ better than on MNQ. Ooh, I think the house account, that gold trade might get. Oh no, we still got room to get stopped out. We still have room. All right, let's take a look at it. Let's stay on NQ. I don't want to jump on. All right, we are on NQ tonight. Let's take a look at MNQ that I'm on a trade. I'm in a trade that is going nowhere still. Bill Taylor, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the stream, buddy. All right, looks like this is a little bit of bullish consolidation here with NQ. And they're probably going for that pivot point up at 25. And I got to make decisions. Let the stop play out or add at 25. So we'll see. Julian, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. NQ trying to pop out of this, what's looking like bullish consolidation now. And we got that pivot point up there at 25. And I'll figure out what to do up there if we get there. But as you notice, this little tool for scalping, I mean, you're not, depending on the price action, you got to adjust based on ticks per minute on each instrument. But you do this over and over again, it's pretty accurate. But you got to be quick. Well, good evening to everyone. Welcome to the stream. Do me a favor if you're enjoying the content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you get notified when I post content. Kushal, day traders give one with their eval. Honestly, I don't know. I pay for the all-in-one on Quantower, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. Eddie's Auto Detail. Good evening, gents. Good evening, brother. But I'm showing it for you guys. Make your own decisions. This is the 1 minute. It is a little more accurate. Not a little, a lot more on the 5 minute. Let me bring in NQ. I trust the 5 minute a little more and their juicier plays, especially on gold. If you look at what I did on gold, it's, I mean, you just have to calibrate based on ticks per minute. During the morning, obviously, there's a lot more movement. You can widen your TPs. But if I show my trades, I'm up about 1,000. But it's a whole bunch of little scalps based on the 5 minute. You're playing these regression channels or, you know, buying, selling algos. But you can't overstay your welcome. All right, let's go back to the 1 minute. And And so it doesn't look messy. Let me turn off the trades. There we go. All right, 1 minute, and what are we on? Okay. MNQ. MNQ is still in that consolidation area. Jeff Koski, I have both 50K and 150Ks. If you get the Rhythmic trading account, you get the full. Oh, okay. So what happened here? Oh, my little scalp. Let's take a look at the house account. MGC. MGC currently up. So house account trades going good. And my short just doesn't want to go anywhere. I think with gold, you have at least 16 to 20 ticks at night. I'm still calibrating gold. I think I played mainly 13 ticks over and over and over and over again. Jeff Koski telling us you don't get the full license with the Project X version. Got it. Let me take a look at gold. I do want to take a true. So gold, how many ticks was that? 40.95. It's already at 40.94. So you just got to be careful when it runs up on you like that. It's very quick ticks. You can't get greedy. This 1 minute candle gave you the signal. You only had what? 40.95 to 40.93. So about 20 ticks. Settle between 15, 17 ticks and get out. You overstay your welcome, you're going to get run up. Then you got to make decisions there. Are you going to get out or... But again, I think it's more accurate on the 5 minute. The 1 minute is very quick. So the 5 minute has not told you to sell. It's still in that, hey, buy. But you got to buy at the low of these regression channels, right? You start buying in the middle, that's where the trouble happens. All right, let's go back to NQ so I get my mind off of gold tonight. I think I did enough Goldilocks scalping. Ooh, the house account is, I think, in some nice green here. Yeah, look at that. Nice trade. Willie trades futures. Let's take a look at the house account. All right, getting some green there. House account currently long at 40.90, targeting 41.10. It's about 20 points with a stop at 40.75. Kushal, yes, I have to. I'm testing it with which prop firms are going to allow it, because these scalps are, I mean, unless you want to have a clock next to you, 10 seconds, right? Some of these prop firms, you need to hold more than 10 seconds. So you do have to choose which prop firms to trade this. Chad, I have had a couple divergence indies coded. They do great in ranges, but trend days, watch out. Not sure if yours is divergence or not. Yeah, this one is delta divergence reversal. Joseph, with which prop firm? Like I said, if you're gonna do this type of scalping, you got to make sure the prop firm that you trade allows trading for 10 seconds or less. Prop shop, yep. Prop shop, Tradeify, 50% of your trades At least with Tradeify, 50% of your trades have to be 10 seconds or more. So I'm watching that one where if it goes above 50%, what I'll do is just trade some more normal trade. You got to have both trades, both styles of tradings anyways. Eddie's Auto Detail. Yes, it's Quant Tower. It's called Delta Divergence Reversal. It is a scalping tool, but as you can see, you got to make sure that the prop firm that you trade on allows it. Or trade the 5 minute. 5 minute, most of your trades are going to be more than 10 seconds. But they're also spread out. The calls are spread out a little more. So for instance, right here, it gave you a short signal. Then on the next 5 minute, give you a long signal, but you're playing for more than 10 seconds if you use the 5 minute. And the calls are a lot less. But as you can see, as long as you're not getting greedy, you got to average this whole thing out. You can't get greedy and stay forever. You got to figure out what the balance, depending on the time of day, is for each TP. I mean, if NQ is 10 ticks a minute and you're going for 30 ticks, well, I don't know about that. The Amar 15, yes, I am testing this strategy for the next week. Kushal, they'd work great for trailing drawdowns, going for 13 ticks and TP. Yep. All right. If they start breaking above this, I got to make a decision if I want to play the stop all the way to the pivot point at 125, or if they break out of here, it's pretty safe to say that they're breaking out and then close it and just wait for what happens at 125 area if they're going to continue on up. Freddie, I Steve, do you trade Forex pairs? Very rarely. I do have a, I think it's a, what's it called? The Fivers? The 5%ers. I have an account with them, but I rarely trade it. I do want to get into Forex, but I just don't have time. So the short answer is no, I don't trade Forex pairs. Ooh, house account. House account doing some nice pushing. Let me see what gold's calls are so far. Gold is playing this channel. All right, let's take a look at the house account. A house account is in some green. Again, for anybody who's new to the stream, we have a house account or a chat account, community account. This is the account that you guys can take trades on. I just need you to come into the chat room, let me know your entry, your stop, and you can trade that house account at any time. We're currently in a long, thanks to Willie Trades Futures, on 3 micros gold, and it's pushing. All right. And Chad, there's a reason. Yeah, I've learned that, Chad. There's a reason props have 10-second rule, because scalping can be really profitable. I've been learning that, brother. There is a reason why several props have micro scalping rules and rules against trades being less than 10 seconds. You go for small ticks over and over and over again, it adds up, bro. That's the 2-day trader mentality. Joseph telling us gold is flagging on 60-minute, 1 hour time frame. So this would have been 106 to 102. I mean, with the way NQ is moving, five points, but you're doing that over and over and over again. During the day, obviously, NQ moves more, so you can go at it scalping. But you got to find props that don't have issues with micro scalping rules. Gets tricky. DGen, I use the 5-minute. The 1 minute, I've played around with it during the day. It's all right. At night, I don't trust the 1 minute. The 5-minute works better. So the house account gold trade was long at 40.90 going to 41.10 and stop at 40.75. That's the house account 3 micros courtesy of Willie Trades Futures for 41.10 there. DGen, yeah, at night the market is pretty slow. Well, NQ's moving a lot slower. Gold is... Actually, let's ask Jesse James. Jesse James, the man, the myth, the legend. Can you give us a ticks per minute report? If you're still tuned in. Jesse, ticks per minute, NQ 14, gold 26. Gold continuing to be the one that moves at night. All right, let's see what the gold calls are looking like. All right, got a short signal here. That one played out for... But you're in an ascending channel. But notice, as long as you're quick on that trigger and you have a set TP, you can't dream. On gold, I like how that plays out. This is the 5-minute on gold, which allows a little longer. You don't have to rush to get in and out. So I think the 5-minute allows you to stay longer than 10 seconds. Still small ticks, but All right, just got the signal there for a quick push up, and you do this over and over again. Can you give a scalp trade? Yeah, sure. Let's try it. We got to wait for the 5 minute though. Chad, it will slow down the longer you scalp. I trade with a guy that scalps the 15-second chart. That's crazy. All right, the 5 minute will wait. Let's see NQ. Is there anything on NQ or MNQ on the 5 minute? Well, I'm on a trade on NQ. So let's hop here. So we'll wait for a 5 minute on gold and we'll try it. I'll show you guys the 1 minute here and ooh. Gold taking a little pullback here. MGC, where's here we go. So I'm marketing order in on that call. I think I put an automatic 12 ticks on that. I'm only going to stay in for about a minute or two. If I don't get the reaction that I want, then I got to clip it. So this one, the ticks, probably because I enter with a market order. Now, if you see that arrow disappear, clip it. Once that arrow disappears, that's your stop. Probably should have clipped it there because I market order in. I forgot that you got to enter with an ask or a bid. I may have missed that one there. Because of the spread at night, you do want to use ask or bid. Yeah, I think I entered on a market order. I would have gotten it a lot quicker with a ask entry. Market order, you lose a little bit. Now I got the red arrows, so I should get out at this point. Let me. There we go. We got it. So If we take a look at the trades, visual trading trades, that was the entry, and boom. So you have to be quick. You can't dream of the skies, right? You're doing this over and over again. I had this set up. I don't know if you guys can see my bracket order setup. Can you guys see the let's see. I set it for 13 ticks. Is that seen? Oh no, it's on the hold on. If I do this, so my no, never mind. Never mind, I'll show it another day. But I have my bracket order set for 13 ticks. The mistake I made there was entering with a market order. The market order will, depending on the spread, push you up. So obviously if you're buying, enter on bid. If you're selling, enter on ask. That way it gives you a couple points of advantage. You'll get the TP. I would have gotten that TP a lot quicker or in the first push. But either way, as long as you're patient, right? You're still playing a descending channel. This is your low, this is your high. You could even target this. It just depends on, how greedy you want to be. Master Swell, how is your win rate? Pretty damn accurate. Let me, again, I've only been testing it for a couple days, guys. I'll give you guys a full report next week. You guys want to see how accurate it is? Oh boy, this is funny. This is scary, actually. Damn. All right, I'll show you guys. Let's keep it transparent. Let's keep it transparent. So, here's the account that you guys are seeing. This is the, well, I'm not copy trading anymore, but I did copy trade a good part of this. Started around 5:16 my time, right? That's 8 o'clock Eastern. One contract, maybe two on some of these if I saw the channel looking a little better. There's my win rate. And then you guys saw the one I just took with the 2 micros there. You do have to use other, I don't want you guys to think you can just use that indicator and now you do have to use other things, right? Levels, are you in a channel? Are you in a descending wedge, ascending wedge? You do have to make decisions on it, but it's pretty accurate. Now, interestingly enough, look at this one. Look at that call right there. Joseph, yeah, market orders I've learned. I got burned last night with market orders when I was testing it. But today, playing ask and bid a lot better. And this is the 1 minute. The 1 minute will give you more calls, but they could be sketchy. The 5 minute I trust a little more, but they're a little more spread out, right? You just have to, but Thanos, gold playing games tonight. Yes, sir. So there you go. Tonight we're showing delta divergence reversal. And honestly, ever since Jesse James came on stream and talking about his cumulative delta and everything, I was like, I got to find something. I'm not the smart guy. I got to find something that I can use on these platforms. And finally, I started playing around with it and found this on Quad Tower. But there's several versions of delta indicators and all that. TradingView has another good one that I'm watching here. But it's scalp. And you got to make sure whatever platform you use, it allows 10 seconds or less. Jeff, you started drinking Rooibos tea, a South African red tea. Blood sugar levels have been dropping and becoming more stable with it. All right, man. Where did you hear about this tea? And Thanos, to Thanos' point, gold playing games. The indicator is great when gold is chopping. I like it. I use it more with gold than with NQ. But like I showed you guys on the trades here, I'm still fine tuning it. I find that the 13 ticks works for me, but there have been plays that I could have done more than 13 ticks, no question about it. But if you look at the majority of these plays tonight, 130, 130, 130, maybe I added 2 contracts, 260, 130, 130, 13 ticks. And that's all tonight. After I got here, starting around 5 p.m., just scalping it. Do I know funded futures network rules? What rules are you interested in? Right, Fiki, yes, that is true. Some of them, it's taken off. It's a decision. Do you want to market order in with a potential bad fill? Or do you want to go safe with a bid and ask? Or just wait for a stronger pullback? In other words, usually what I do is if I get this little arrow, I'll wait for a little pullback. So even if I market order in, I'm a little safer. You can't just pull. And again, you can't just base it on this. You have to look at the big picture, right? Even though that thing can tell you to short, I mean, if you're in a ascending channel at the bottom of a ascending channel trying to short it, that could be risky. John Bergeron, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Where in the world are you today? I know you travel a lot, but good to see you. Joseph, it's part of the all-in-one package. Dark side, I was trading minis. 1 mini. I'm technically taking a little break, so maybe I'll do some micros. But again, if you look at let's take a look. Let's take a look at what I did tonight. So let's bring that in again. So minis, micros, micros. So majority has been minis all night. And I'm not going crazy, 1 or 2, right? Depending on what I see in a channel or if I see a level. But 13 ticks. During the day, you can adjust it and go for a little more. Just don't get greedy. All right, how is my, what is my NQ short doing? Is there any life to that trade? Oh, they're popping out. No life to that trade. So I think I'll let the stop ride out. I don't know if I want a DCA up there. It looks like these bulls are going to push tonight. Gold. Let's take a look at the gold charts. What does gold want to do? So let's take a look at TradingView for a second. This is the 30-minute. So if you notice this level right here, which held, right? This was resistance, support. We're finding a little bit of support. Maybe another push up to that 123 area by tomorrow morning. But it seems like we're using this as support. They've tried to flush it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times on the 30-minute. This level is held at 88 to 80 level is held. Let's see if they continue to push up as a potential bull flag here for a push up, or down they come. Charles Zhang, I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Prop firms that I'm currently trading: Tradeify, Tick Trader, Lucid Direct, Prop Shop. I don't have Apex Sim funded right now. I have a couple Apex evals and TPT evals. Majority of or all my sim funded accounts are straight to funded. Mr. John is in God's country tonight, Rock Springs, Wyoming. All right. Peter Chan, what's up, brother? Let me check something out here. So, still range bound. I still haven't able to pop out of there. I still think that's bullish. I think my short is not in good shape, but let's see if they make a decision whether they want to push to the upside or break this and come down. All right, let's take a look at Goldilocks. What is Goldilocks? Let's get some signals on gold. Oh, I missed one here on the 5-minute. Oh no, I think that's the one I took earlier, right? Yeah. Goldilocks, you just get all these signals all the time. So, Charles, you're thinking that we are going to get the flush below 4080, that 4080 area that's been contested for quite some time today? You're thinking it's a nice short? Well, they're at VWAP right now. Let's see what happens if they push above VWAP or not. All right, MNQ still in this consolidation chop. consolidating. Let's take a look at the house account. House account is still up. Green. House account is long on gold, targeting 41.10 with a stop at 40.75. I'm in a hours long short that is stuck in consolidation. On NQ. And I like John's idea, guys. If you're enjoying the stream, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. We do this every night, Monday through Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Thanks to you guys. You guys bring the excitement here. So I appreciate all of you. All right, so go, what is this, NQ? We got to figure out what's going to happen in this little consolidation area. Gold looks like it wants another pullback to 40.90. Let's take a look at the house account gold trade. All right, I'll be right back, guys. I gotta get some more H2O. I'll be right back. All right. NQ still in that chop fest, huh? Undecided on this little. I mean, it is looking like bullish consolidation. I think it's only a matter of time before they pop up, but we'll see. All right, chat account, where are we at? Chat account still in the green. Gold trying to push up. All right. What am I doing here? Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. All right. Here we go. Well, how long have I been in this now? About 2 hours now, huh? Where did I enter? Somewhere. Right when I turned the stream, so we're going into hour and a half now of consolidation. NQ being boring tonight. Anybody short on NQ, or all of you guys long in this to infinity tonight? Jesse flat. Well, it's been flat, so CB flat as well. Edgar, yep, 2 hours of consolidation, so should be a juicy play to the upside or to the downside. We'll find out. Julian, have a good night, brother. Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate you. Good to see you as usual. See you in the morning. The longer the consolidation, the juicier the play. Eddie's Auto Detail flat after a red day this morning. Yeah, this morning market schooled me. I had to take a little break and come back later, but it's some interesting chop. All right, NQ not doing much. What about Goldilocks? Goldilocks still stuck in this range too. Couple look below and fails, look above and fails, look below and fails, just chop. Ooh, Goldilocks breaking out. Breaking out. House account is in the green. House account is targeting 110 on Goldilocks. NQ starting to make a move too to the upside. DGen Knight, what's your experience with day traders prop firm? I don't have anything negative to say. But what I say doesn't matter. What they say does. So day traders, quick payouts, and no denied payouts yet. They posted that on social media as recently as last week. Jerome Powell in the house. Are you raising interest rates or what? Joseph Saturum, is day traders 100% no profit sharing? I forgot on day traders. Let's take a look. For some reason, I think it is. Can't keep track of all these prop firms and what they offer and what they don't. I don't see anything on profit sharing here. Why do I think that day traders is the one that's 100% no profit sharing? There it is, 100% pro accounts, 100% split. So it's all yours. And Q still chopping in that range. Joseph, you're scalping gold. What are you long or short? Oh, you're going long, right? Market's not moving much. NQ is just in a chop right now. Unfortunately. Freddie, Ice Steve, you're shorting it? What are you shorting? Gold or NQ? Chris Noof, Chop Suey. Good to see you, brother. No pasa nada. NQ tempting that breakout. Coop, you know it's boring when you're watching the Home Shopping Network. Yeah, tonight it's just hanging out there back and forth. And the house account making some money for us tonight. Look at the house account long on gold. That's targeting 110. Gold coming to VWAP right now, huh? 41, right at VWAP right now, 4,100. Yep. And NQ, I think, is finally making its move to that pivot point at 25. But it's slow. Slow, slow, slow tonight. Jack Lynn, do you trade London? That's funny. It's funny because there's an inside conversation going on with London. No, I don't trade London, but we're waiting for Jesse James. There goes Jesse. Oh boy, here we go. We're waiting for Jesse James to commit on one night that we're going to stay up for London Open. I'm in Arizona, so it's 8 p.m. here. That means I would have to wait till midnight Arizona for 3 a.m. Eastern. But, yep. We'll see if we make it happen one of these nights. Stay all night for London Open. Just go straight London Open and then go straight to New York session. I agree with Jesse James. Smash that like, smash that subscribe. We do this every night, Monday through Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Joseph, take Friday off so you can trade London. That's the plan. So the plan is to trade when we decide on the night. The plan is to trade through Asia and London. So we walk out in the green. As soon as London's done, I go to bed and I don't trade New York. That's the only way I see it happening. The problem is if we stay up or I end up in the red, and then of course I got to trade New York now to try to recover. That would be the only caveat to the whole thing. But if I can get the trading done between Asia and London and not trade Friday morning, that's fine. I'm good with that. Sunday into Monday is best for London. Get well rested Sunday. Ah, good idea. Ooh, Goldilocks. Looks like, oh, you guys are looking at the chat account. Goldilocks about to hit TP. Goldilocks running. That trade is courtesy of Willie Trades Futures. That's Willie Trades Futures. Nice trade. So who's been affected? I get all these notifications on Project X. I don't know if we want to open that can of worms. Anybody affected by the whole Project X scandal? I was thinking of making a video, but I'm going to pass. I don't want to upset the Topstep folks, but Project X, big deal, huh? I don't trade on Project X, but I've heard what's going on or what happened with the outage. That's insanity. Treasury Trader, yes. Tradeify. Okay, here we go. Willie Trades Futures. Let's go, Willie Trades. To be fair, he said 41.10. I had it up a little bit. So, nice call out, Willie Trades. I was in a short hoping you were wrong. All right, Willie Trades Futures with a nice long there on gold. Look at that. Edgar Leo, what's the status on Project X? I believe Project X did not solve anything. I think each prop firm is solving it on their own. In other words, Lucid announced that they're going to be trying to figure out account by account how to restore balances. But Project X basically said, hey, we can't get you the data of win or lose. Just reset everybody. DJ Knight, I am with Topstep, and I think they need to get away from Project X. Well, they can't. Topstep owns Project X. That's the reason why Topstep only allows Project X as their platform now. It's because obviously they're moving towards making that their own world, Topstep and Project X as their platform. Smokes the trades. You caught that from 93. Nice. Nice little trade there on the house account. And I've been stuck in a NQ short It's gone nowhere the last 2 hours. Ranga boy. Yeah, you missed the pump, brother. It pumped. I think I accidentally played one of the... no, I didn't. Okay, good. Treasury Trader, no, this is a chat community account. This is the account that you guys trade. Also on my accounts tonight, I'm locking my straight to funded. So I'm only trading some evals tonight on my accounts. Smokes the Tokes holding one runner on gold. Is that TPT eval? No, the one on screen, the house account is a Apex account. 150K Apex account. NQ still undecided, man. And I'm just about to close this out of frustration. 2 hours. But I do think now they're starting to push up to 220. Where is gold price? Right here on the right side. Joseph, some people buy 25K. Yeah, I didn't know that day traders, if you buy... I never get... there was another prop firm that offered Quantower full license. I've never used... I've always paid for the Quantower license myself, but I didn't know that you can do it through day traders buying the Rhythmic account. All right, gold hit that 41.10. You got a pivot point up there at 41.20. And NQ starting to come out of its little consolidation area. Really slow, but it's going. Treasury Trader, yeah, I think NQ is hunting. They got a pivot point at 125 and has been pretty bullish all night. So I think you're right. So for the back to the London session conversation, you guys got to convince Mr. Jesse James. So we'll do one night going straight into London. Thursday night. So I don't have to trade Friday morning. What's gold continuing to push, huh? Smokes the Tokes. We traded the wrong instrument. YM ripping, really? Oh man, I haven't traded YM in a while. in a long time. Gold had a nice little breakout here, and boom, just took off. Peter Chan just pretended it's a club night for the London stream. Yeah, we got to plan it out. We can't whatchamacallit. We can't trade Friday, so hopefully it's a green night so I can go to bed and not have to wake up for New York. All right, is NQ doing anything? Oh man, I got stuck in that little consolidation there. I may have to just close this out of frustration. What's NQ doing? Ooh, NQ now starting to move. Are they going to break this consolidation area or just bounce it right back up? Is that the liquidity sweep for the bounce now? And now they finally push up? If it is, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move my stop right above that. I have a feeling that's just a liquidity sweep, and now they're going to get the bounce that they've been trying. Edgar Leon, NQ dropped. Yeah, but it's still in the zone. I'm not convinced yet that they're dropping it. Looks like a sweep for the push up, for the final push up. Let's see. It has to break below, what is it, 90? If it breaks below 90, then there's maybe a chance for that short. But so far, it's looking more like bullish consolidation on that big move up. We'll see. $25.80 FBG. Pivot point is down. Well, the 200 SMA crept up on me. Pivot point is at 60 on NQ. If they're going to test that breakout area right here, 60. House trade. Let's see. Buy NQ 25.80, stop 69, target 125. Fitty, I need to know if you want micros or minis and how many. Appreciate you. Five micros. Let me write this down because I'm notorious for screwing this up. All right, Fitty. You want 5 micros long NQ. Your stop 69. Your target 125, and you want to enter at 80 with 5 micros. All right, let's set that up. Chat account. MNQ 5. You want 80. And you're buying, right? Yeah, your target's 125. So you're buying where I'm trying to sell. That's good. So you're expecting a pullback to that 200 SMA and target 125. So You're thinking they're going to take off right after that. That's your target. And then we'll set your stop at 69 when you get filled. So you're thinking they're only going to allow this test right here, 80 as your entry. Got it. All right, let's wait for you to get filled. So we got a long setup on NQ micros, 5 micros entering at 25.80 on this pullback, potentially to that 200 SMA. Targeting 125. And there's a stop at 69, and we'll set that up. Well, we can set it up now. 69. Let me take off your TP just in case we get a wick. And NQ still undecided if it wants to come on down. All right, guys, if you're enjoying the content, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. We do this every night, Monday through Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And for those of you that trade nasty Nasdaq in the morning, I also live stream every morning, 9:15 a.m. Eastern. 9:30 p.m. for Asia, 9:15 a.m. for New York. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Joseph, I'll join you if I get a fill at 25.66. Yeah, that's my out on my end, my short. I'm targeting 66, but hey, we'll take a look at price action, what happens at that 200 SMA. I'm targeting 66, 67 area and might hop on along as well, but it all depends what happens with this 200 SMA. It's been creeping. Are they going to flush it and come for VWAP? VWAP's at 48. But they still got to flush this zone. I'm not convinced yet that this is bearish. I'm in a short and I'll stay in a short. But I've moved my stop to a break above this wick. They still got to break that low. Over your head, why not just short it down there and then sell and go long? Are you talking about the house account trade? So the house account trade enters at 80 with a stop at 69. That's the trade overhead. That's the trade from one of the viewers. So I don't make opinions. I don't comment. I don't trade it. The house account is traded by you guys. I stay quiet. I just set it up. I respect each trader's strategy and we let it play out. That's the whole point. No red tape. All right, NQ. We're still waiting for NQ to give us the break below this little consolidation area. Are they going to give us the push to 200? Are they going to come down? I'm out at the pivot point. Pivot point is what, 60, around 60? I'm at 66, so I don't get too greedy on my first TP. Then I'll evaluate. VWAP's at 50, so we'll see. Biddy, thank you for subscribing, brother. Welcome to the stream, and appreciate you. NQ just can't break that low. They've hinted the break to the upside, and now they're hinting the break to the downside. Which way will she go? And if you're just tuning in, we do have a, I'm currently in this short, targeting a pivot point, which has been there for about 2 hours. I may have to just close it out of frustration. And then we got a house account trade waiting for a pullback to 80 to go long on 5 micros. Targeting, well, a stop of 69, and then the target on that would be 125 if we get filled. We shall see. Chad, that's how I try to trade my own trades. I stay quiet and not judge the guy too much. Yeah, everybody has their own style, their own strategy. I remember before I started live streaming, if I was watching somebody, I don't think anybody really watches somebody to copy the trade, just more to get an idea of confluence in your strategy, or that trade is not going good for him, or that trade is going good for him, and let me adjust my trade or something like that. But I don't think anybody really watches to copy the trade. It's more like watching and, keeping a little company while everybody trades their own style. All right, NQ came to the bottom of that range and now pushing right back up. Was this just a little fake out to the downside just to push everybody back up? Too slow, man. 2 hours in that consolidation area. And gold. Let's take a look at gold. What is Goldilocks doing? All right, NQ trying to come back down. Let's take a look at NQ. All right, Steve with a trade for the house account on NQ. So can I do that? Well, yeah, it's an eval. So we have a MNQ trade and an NQ hedging. I think on an eval I can do that. All right. Ready. Hi, Steve. I'm going to write these down now because I screw this up every single time. Sell. You want to sell NQ at 25,100. Stop at 113. And your target, 78. So similar game plan. And Freddie, how many minis or how many micros? I'm assuming minis, but how many? Three minis or three micros? 3 minis or 3 micros? Three minis. Okay. So similar to the trade I'm in, you're just have a. I think I'm a little aggressive on my TP, but we'll see if we get down there. All right. Sell NQ 25,100. 3 minis. Whoa, let me take off that bracket order. Shoot. All right, 25,100 is your entries. You want to sell 3 minis. And your stop is 113. All right, I think it took off without you. And your TP, if we get there, is 78. All right, I think the MNQ trade is about to get filled, right? Very close to getting filled. I have to watch what happens at this 200 SMA. Are we going to come back down to pivot point where my trade's exit is? Or do I need to get out here? Question of the night. All right, here they come. House account about to get filled. Tom, good to see you, brother. Welcome to the stream. All right, house account filled, 200 SMA hit. I'm also on a short right now targeting pivot point. Now we got to see if they hold this area. I'm targeting at 66, which could be a little aggressive on that pivot point. I can adjust. If we start bouncing, maybe I'll take a TP if we come back into range, but let's see. Either way, house account is in a trade now. Looking, let me just make sure this pivot point is 63. I'm at 67. Let's see. All right, house account is now in a trade as well. VWAP on NQ is down at 49. All right, let's see if they can continue this flush. Looks like they are bouncing it there. House account is now in a long. And looking like, where's the house account? Looking like that's all she's given us for that pullback, coming right to that 200 SMA. Now, if they do flush, the house account stop is at 69. But looks like this little level right here is holding. All right, I'm going to take one off here on my trade. And I'll leave a runner. Come on. All right, so I got one left. And let me see, where's my, they push it back into range, I'll just close at that point. Let's go back to the house account in the green on that bounce. Look at that. Nice 200 SMA bounce. This trade is courtesy of Fitty. NQ coming to that 920, 9 and 20 SMA. Are they going to build a descending channel here and continue to underway down, or push right above that 20 SMA? They push above the 20 SMA, then they're coming back into that original range that we were watching for the last 2 hours. Let's see what happens. Eddie P needs a gold flush so I can pay the charter captain this weekend. All right, so Preddy, your target is 25,100, right? So let's make sure that I set your TP on your long 5 micros. And you want to sell at right here. There you go. So we're set 80 long, targeting 100 with a stop at 69. And they're coming back into that range, so that looks like that's it for the pullback. And now they can be going all the way up to 25. What did we talk about that pivot point up there on NQ? 125. Freddie, watch the price bounce from 25.95 without me. Well, your trade is in a you're in a trade on the house account, right? Let's take a look. What are we looking at? The house account. No, you're good. H. Cabrera, hello. Welcome to the stream, brother. Your entry was 80. As long as they hold that, you're good. Now, if they start flushing, that's a different story, but we'll see. H. Cabrera, depends. I believe it depends on the prop firm you use. I think Tradeify has some rules against being an NQ and MNQ at the same time, or ES and MES. I would just check the rules with the prop firm that you trade. Definitely no hedging, right? You can't hedge against NQ and MNQ. All right, looks like this area is holding. I'm going to move my stop on my play here. Trailing this right above that little regression channel, right above the 20 SMA. If they bounce, I'll be right back, guys. I got dad duties. Give me 1 second. Here we go. All right, what's happening here? All right, so looks like NQ wants to bounce. I'll take my second TP there. Looks like it's not. Looks like that's it for that pullback. Yeah, Joseph, I think the only prop firm that doesn't allow you to be an NQ and MNQ at the same time is Tradeify. I could be wrong. All right, looks like that's the bounce. I'm going to get my second TP there out of that short. And I guess from here on, it's that pivot point, 125. All right, let's close this. Let's hop on the chat account and watch that long. They're trying to get back into the range that we were watching earlier. So they're testing. They still, ooh, all right. So they shook me out. Looks like they're going to flush it from here. So they were unable to, they tested the bottom of that range, and for now it's a rejection. You're also still in that descending or regression channel to the downside. Well, let's see. George Panos, what's up? Let's go back to the house count. George Panos, my day was chaotic. Started with some heavy red, ended up with some green, and now we're doing Asia. This morning was brutal for me. Brutal. I got spanked silly this morning. The afternoon was better, but and now the Asia session is good, but man, did I have to battle this morning. All right, we're going to wait for this trade to fill. I'm rooting here for... whose trade is this one? This is Pretty, right? Yep. Wait a minute. Do I have this set up right? 5 micros long. This target, I think I have it wrong. Fitty, your trade is 125. Is Fitty still here? I think I have it wrong. You're targeting 125, correct, Fitty? Yeah, this one is a little more aggressive. Fitty, are you still here? I have your trade as 69. long target 125, and you're at 80 with 5 micros. And then, Steve, you want to go short at 25,100, right? So, Fitty, this is your trade. I'm sorry. Yeah, Freddy's is a sell at 2,500. Fitty, this is your trade then. You want 125, right? See, even writing it down, I still screw up. Let me go back. Fitty, you want to confirm that trade? I have this one as yours. But I could have written it wrong. I'm going back up here. Let's see, whose trade is this then? Let's take a look at NQ. NQ is set up. Here we go. NQ is set up. This is, I had you guys mixed up. But Steve, your trade enters on a short at 25,100. Okay, now I got it. And this one. Okay, Fitty, your target at 25,105. Okay, got it. Oh, I got shaken out of my short, and now they're going to flush it. See, you got to stick to the plan. Now they're going to flush it. And my original TP on that short was 67, targeting that pivot point. Got to stick to the plan. I got shaken out. I still got some green, but shaken out. George Pano's in a long GC right now. Yeah, pretty. It left without you. Now I know. Now I know what you meant. I had you guys confused, but yes, now I know what you mean. Looks like 94 was the entry. You got as close as 98 here on your short. Looks like NQ is going to come back down and test that pivot point, which I don't know why I got shaken out. Let's watch. Let's watch which way it goes. All right, so currently in a long at 80, courtesy of Fitty, with a stop at 69, targeting 125. And then on NQ, we're waiting for entry, or we were waiting for entry at 25,100 for a short. And Steve, you're going to have to let me know if you still want that one. Fitty, pretty sounds almost the same. Exactly. All right, we're about to get filled on Freddy's short at 25,100. On MNQ, we're in a long targeting 125. You're going to have to tell me if you want to clip it because we're about 5 points from getting filled. Mr. I, Steve. So you got decisions to make. Looking good. All right. Then we'll stick to it. I don't make any decisions or opinions on the chat account. You guys tell me. All right, what's Goldilocks doing? I wanted to take a trade on gold. I was watching. Now that my NQ trade, what is Goldilocks doing? Ooh, Goldilocks. There was a short at 41.16. All right, let's take a look at gold. Gold came to this level. What's the gold chart look like? Oh, we're at VWAP. We tested VWAP again. All right, house account is about to be in a hedge, shorting 100, and it's in a long targeting 125. It'll be interesting how that plays out. And I got to call it quits pretty soon. So in the meantime, guys, if you're enjoying the content, do me a favor, smash that like, smash that subscribe. We do this every night, Monday through Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Today, NQ not moving much. Eddie P, you shorted gold at 41.16. That was a sniper entry, man. All right, so you got your fishing expedition going. Smokes the tokes. It is hedging. That's what I just said. We got a hedge. It is an eval though, so I think evals were good. If they blow it, then it is what it is. But I think on evals we're all right. I think. All right, where is the long on NQ? Here we go. We're in a long right now on NQ. I'm in MNQ with 5 micros. Stay moving. Ain't moving tonight. All right, let me watch Goldilocks here. NQ just stuck. Not much going on. Just ain't moving tonight. George Panos got stopped out on GC. Then it rips. I'm watching. I'm trying to figure out what gold is going to do. I'm trying to see if they're going to flush this. I'm tempted to short this playing the flush, but this area was support, resistance, resistance. They finally broke through, so they're right here. I'm not too sure. I'll wait for them to battle it. It either breaks above 107 again, or we're coming below 100 again for potential pullback. But just because of this right here, I'm not. There it goes. They're looking like they want to flush this right back down. Consolidation area, consolidation area. This was a messy area right here. Boom. But, yep, they broke it. I don't know if it's going to rip, George. It's looking dangerous. Dangerous along that. This area has to hold for the bounce. Staying away from gold. I made my money on gold. Freddie, if it goes 2580, cancel mine. Okay. 2580 touched. So let's cancel your order on house account. I'm going to cancel you right now. Yep. You have been canceled. All right, guys. In a way, that's actually good because I was worried that I was going to have to wait for you to get filled before I close the stream. Let's go back to MNQ. George, gold bouncing at that area, huh? Smoke the tokes. My mental capital is about all gone. Yeah, man, that's why I've been in watch mode. I once you start seeing this slow price action, I mean, even with gold, as much as I want to trade it, it's it's scalper's paradise. But other than the break, who played that break? That break that Willie Willie Trades Futures did on gold, which was this break right here. Other than that, and whoever shorted that top, all right, I'm going to watch the house account potentially getting stopped out. Let's see if they come back down. It's been a slow price action. They got out of my short, but it looks like it is going to play out eventually. But man, 3 hours. Three hours to wait for this flush to the pivot point on NQ 65 area. Let's see if they do it. Smoke to Stokes, you're not the only one. I was in a short for 2.5 hours. Got a little bit of green. And now it looks like the full target that I had in mind, the pivot point down at 65 is going to play out. That is NQ. Nasty Nasdaq. They Love Adrian is in a gold short, gonna hold it. What's gold doing again? Oh yeah, they're attempting to flush that area that we talked about. So yeah, this messy area right here. Look at that. If they can break through that, then yeah, I think the shorts are golden there. I don't want to stay for an hour longer. I'm calling it here. So let's watch NQ. Where's our trade on MNQ? But I'm done trading. Oh, man. They are going to flush this. Waited 2.5 hours for this play. All right, house account has a stop at 69. Pivot point is right there at 60, 65 area. So it looks like that's all it was. Pivot point play. Why did I get out? And if we watch, I waited, where did I enter? I entered right here. I waited 2.5 hours, covered one here. And they shook me out on the second one here. And my initial target was 65. Shoulda, coulda, woulda for that pivot point. Got to stick to the plan. Corey McCardle, price action tonight is garbage. I agree, man. I agree. And they're coming for that pivot point hard. I should know better. 65 area for that pivot point. House account is about to get stopped out on that long. Hi, Steve. I traded Euro SD, had bearish trend line. It was insane. Waited for long. All right. House account, I think, is going to get stopped out here, and we'll call it a night. I want to make sure that I close all the trades on the house account. Well, you're surviving. You missed it by a tick. The trade's still alive. Oh, look at that sniper stop. And to be fair, your stop was at 69, not 69.25. So I'm going to give you that extra tick right there. If you get stopped out, though, we'll call it right there. All right. Freaking pivot point play. My short. All right. Account is house account stopped out. I think that's it. My short, they shook me out of my last runner. And I guess it did come down to the pivot point. You got to stick to the plan. That's the lesson for tonight. All right, Chris Noof, appreciate you, brother. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are. I know you got a busy road schedule, so thanks for tuning in. All right, guys, have a great night. Anybody who's still there, Chris Noof, Preddy, Corey, They Love Adrian, Edgar Leon, Smokestrades, Preddy, George Panos, Corey, CB. It was a pivot point play on NQ. Structure. Good night to everybody. I appreciate you all. Eddie P. Solak. Let's see who else is here. Before I head out. I think that's it. All right, guys. Appreciate you all. See you guys in the morning. For those of you that trade. Nasty Nasdaq, Peter Chan, Shenanigans. Ladies, I gotta go to bed. Chris Noof in New England, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. All right, brother. Safe travels out there. Andrew P, Eddie, appreciate you all. Laters.